Hello, hello, Pablo with Meditation Amsterdam, sharing another little video of a thought that I had last week about how solving a dilemma or solving a problem requires that you are able to entertain both prongs of the situation simultaneously. If you think this is cool content, by the way, do subscribe or like the video because it's really cool. Now, let's get into the topic at hand. So there's a common pitfall of the thinking mind in which it forms one-sided opinions about pretty much every topic that it comes in contact with, which it believes has a material weight as to whether we will do okay or not for ourselves, whether we'll be safe, loved, significant, all the needs that we have. And so whenever the mind comes across something that it believes needs to be preserved or avoided or resolved, it uses memory, and that is let's say photographic memory, memory of situations, memory of emotions, and it kind of creates a little package and it serves it to you in the form of an opinion. And that's the mind's best guess as to, like, hey, if we take this position on this topic, we stand the best chance of being correct in this situation. And so we're gonna, now that we have formed that opinion and cemented it with, like, kind of emotional somatics that make a nice bundle of words, and a nice word salad with a dressing of sensations. Now that we have that opinion, we're going to defend it at all costs, because the outcome of the situation that we care about depends on us enforcing that opinion onto the world. And one of the advantages of this is that it allows you to move ahead and keep going. Okay, now I need to go left, now I need to go right, but you keep moving because time is going by. The advantages of this kind of learning mechanism of the mind are undeniable when it comes to, like, Stone Age survival, especially physical survival and so on, right? You use memory and experience to shortcut through situations and make a call. In our world, where things have become far more subtle, far more mental, and the dynamics of a three-dimensional world in which physical survival was the priority have shifted. We now live in a multi-dimensional digital world in which things are much more complex than they used to be. So the advantages of linear thinking that got us this far now become real hindrances in the way that you can negotiate reality and go by trying to have a good life. The reason is that in order to come to those opinions, as I said, you use memory, and memory is corrupted by generalizations, omissions, and distortions. So you're never getting a full picture of what's going on. Now, the way to resolve this, and this will typically, this ugly side of linear thinking will show itself when we come into conflict with a different opinion, right? Or when we ourselves have two opinions, a dilemma or an impossible decision. So whether it is with someone we are engaging with or within ourselves, now the opinion that you held to so dearly is encountering its very opposite, and it's unresolvable. There's no way you can go back and forth, and you can't get around it. Now, so the telltale sign of this is emotions typically start to escalate on the topic, right? So you or the person you're talking with, or within yourself, will have friction now taking place. This friction shows you that you are holding on to one prong of an apparent dilemma. And so friction will tell you that you are being linear and mental about something. So now the mind, in its effort to preserve your ego syntony and to avoid, I suppose, a cognitive dissonance, is going to start defending that prong of the opinion. If you are a little bit more curious and are into this whole self development or self cultivation stuff, you're going to realize, friction shows that I am that my scale, which is supposed to be neutral, has now sort of plummeted towards one side, and it's stuck. My scale is stuck. And the only way that I can make that scale become balanced again, and for myself to feel once again like I am in the neutral position, I need to realize that I have become stuck in one prong of the decision balance, and that the other one has to be given equal value and equal validity. Perhaps not even for this specific situation, but in general as a possibility. It needs to exist as a plausible way in which things could go. You don't even need to like that it goes that way, but it needs to be considered as a part of a reality that could go in either direction. So you have to give full validity to both prongs of the argument. And when you do that, what happens is you place yourself in the neutral center where you can see this seesaw taking place. That neutral center, of course, has made you transcend the situation. It's likely that over time, the more you remain in that neutral middle, you grow as a result of that, and the balance between the two prongs of the dilemma or the decision become much more balanced. It may be that you only ever exercise one side of that. So, for example, let's talk about the extreme situation in which you are debating whether killing another person is something you would ever do. And so you are when you are divided, you are really in the extreme of I will never do it. But say maybe you are in a situation where somebody you love their life is being threatened by a thug or whatever, right? So that creates that incredible conflict. Now, suppose that the situation is now completely de-escalated. Now, if you place yourself in the hinge of that holds both opinions, and you come to terms with the idea that in extreme, very, very extreme cases, pulling that trigger is a valid move, then you have this balanced equilibrium or equanimity arises around the topic of pulling the trigger. It may be that for the rest of your life, you only exercise this one, and that you have an emotional preference to this one still, perhaps that might be slight, but that's in practice. But in principle, where in the world of intent and mental volition, you have become equanimous about the situation. And that, of course, makes all the difference. Maybe it even makes it more likely that you only have to exercise the no side of that dilemma at the end of the day. So that's what Einstein would call being on a higher paradigm, right? So a problem exists on the level of yes versus no, and if you transcend this sort of Aristotelian, excluded middle, that something is either right or wrong, then you are living in the hinge between the two prongs of the discussion, in which you observe your preference for one, your distaste for the other, and you start to clean up that entire seesaw, so that you transcend the problem and are able to become much more versatile, much more adequate, and in a better position to tell which one can and should be exercised at which point. So I hope that helps, and I'll be back with more. Cheers.